Adam, we are just weeks away now from our exit from the EU. And of course, many thousands of UK businesses rely on the EU labour market. Can you share with employers what they still can do to prepare for our departure and what they should be planning for in 2021?
Sure. Yeah. Well, look, the big change coming for employers is at 11 p.m. UK time on New Year's Eve, of course, when the Brexit transition periods ends and we end free movement with it. So there's lots that businesses can still be doing in relation to the staff that they have already in the UK residing here. They should be able to secure settlement under the EU settlement scheme. So businesses should be looking at their existing workforce, making sure they're passing through the government information to those people so they know how to get their settled status or pre-settled status. And looking ahead to those individuals that businesses might want to recruit in the new year, well, that's the big change, because from January the 1st, most EU nationals, EEA nationals, just like anyone from anywhere else in the world previously, are going to need a work visa if they're here to take up employment. So it's about looking at sponsorship, and it's about looking at whether the roles that you can sponsor an EU national into the UK with under sponsorship are going to work for your organisation and what you do.
So, and you may have just touched on it there, I'm an EU worker. I was here earlier this year. I went home perhaps because of the pandemic. But with the vaccination program accelerating, I'm looking to come back, rejoin my British employer in the new year. Where do I stand?
Well, I think that the answer is that all hope is not lost if you're outside of the UK. Obviously, a central pillar of the EU settlement scheme is UK residence, but it is possible to apply to get pre-settled or settled status, which is essentially that status that carries on your rights to remain in the UK beyond Brexit. From outside the UK, you can, in theory, apply from abroad. So even if you can't get back to the UK just yet, you can apply. The complication comes around that issue of residence, because when you apply, the automatic checks look back 6 months for evidence that you've been residing in the UK. And if someone's been out since, say, March, that may not be possible. And even that might not be the end of the road for the application, but it's probably going to trigger requests for other evidence that you've got a UK residence and that you've been here, which could require quite a bit more effort. But employers and individuals should still be looking at it. I think there is still scope.
One final question, Adam. Are there any special concessions for a business that is or has been wholly reliant on the labour market from the EU and could be, I suppose, fundamentally blighted by a shortage as we move into next year? What can they do?
Well, it's a mixed bag, really. There are some sector-based schemes that have provided for example, lower skilled labour access, like agricultural schemes. It's important that businesses look at whether that is relevant to them. There are something called Tier 5, which is a short-term scheme for work visas around youth mobility and government exchange, which typically only allows up to 2 years for people to come across. And again, that might be where you need to look if it's lower skilled labour that you need. But then outside of that, it really is about looking at sponsorship and saying, is the type of roles that we need and the skill set we need and the pay level suitable for sponsorship of skilled worker visas, as they'll be called under the points-based system, and working out the cost-benefit analysis. There's a cost and a friction to that. Does it justify, is it justified by the talent and labour that we will get, or should we really be looking at the domestic labour market?